Is getting rather used to all this.
Cheers, Oscar.
The world's most famous Paralympian competes in Manchester this weekend at the Paralympic World Cup, one of the key disability sports events ahead of London 2012. And a man who was born 24 years ago without a calf bone on either leg, who was amputated below both knees before his first birthday, is fast becoming box office. Big name sponsors have raced to catch him. The fastest man on no legs, now the face of a global cosmetics brand. Oscar Pistorius, redefining what it means to be a professional athlete.
If you haven't heard of Oscar Pistorius yet, you won't be able to miss him by the time the Paralympics roll into town next year. Not least because he's trying his level best to qualify to compete against able-bodied athletes too at the Olympics.
Yeah, I'll be doing both. I've had a really good start to my domestic season in South Africa. I ran a B qualification time for the Olympic Games. So I'll be using this season as a stepping stone and hopefully World Championships later this year in order to make sure that when I step out in the stadium, it's both here for the Olympic Games and the Paralympic Games.
His 3 gold medals in Beijing were at the Paralympics. That he's allowed to compete at all against able-bodied athletes is in itself a victory. He had to take the sport's governing body to court to prove his prosthetic legs don't give him an unfair advantage. As a double amputee, he starts slowly, but in his longer events, once he's going, he goes. Yet to qualify automatically for next year's Olympics, Mr. Pistorius needs to improve his 400 metres time by 1/3 of a second. A big ask? Yes, although not beyond question. His stiffest competition at the moment, the Paralympic 100 metres, where his main rival, a single amputee, gets off the blocks that much quicker. Jerome Singleton beat him in a photo finish earlier this year. But take a look again at the start. In lane 8, 17-year-old Johnny Peacock from Cambridge, who lost his lower right leg to meningitis as a baby, has only been sprinting for 2 years and can run the 100 metres in under 12 seconds. He's now funded by UK Athletics, and he says it's all because of Oscar.
I was just in my room one night after school, flicking through the channels, as you do. I just saw this sort of guy with these 2 cool blade things, and I didn't even know really what this was. I just thought it was amazing that someone like us could actually race with able-bodied people, so I wanted to sort of see if I could follow in his footsteps.
Footsteps as a professional athlete that even a decade ago were unthinkable.
My first Paralympic Games was in 2004 in Athens, and on the day of the biggest turnout, I think we had 23,000 people. In Beijing, we had just over 93,000 people, and I think it's definitely changed. Paralympic sports helped to change the perception that a lot of people have about disability.
But in between changing those perceptions, there's always time to put one's feet up.
Kamian Zeran reporting, and staying with Paralympians, the Great Britain women's wheelchair basketball team are celebrating winning gold in the Paralympic World Cup. In a formidable performance, they beat Germany, who are ranked 2nd in the world, by 63-52 to become the women's basketball Paralympic World Cup champions for the first time in front of a packed crowd in Manchester last night. The team say their goal is to be in the top 4 in the 2012 Paralympics.